All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we are live in full effect right here, right now, and we got one of California's finest. We got a living legend live on the line. We got Hollywood, California. How you doing this evening? This afternoon, I should say. My apologies.
Yeah, this afternoon out here. What's up, though? What's the deal?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. I do so many interviews in the evening that sometimes when I do the afternoon ones, I always say evening. It's kind of like part of my whole script I have in my head. I get jumbled sometimes there.
It's all good. I understand.
But I have to ask, how's everything out in California right now? You know what I mean? I heard you guys are just actually opening back up, so it must be a sign of relief for all artists out there.
Well, actually, I'm from Cali, but I live in Vegas. So, actually, Vegas, we've been kind of open, for a while. But I mean, we open up at full capacity. I think the first. So right now we're like 50%, but everything fully opens back up on the first.
Hey, you can't go
Glad
wrong with Vegas, I'll
it's
tell you that one.
up though. I'm glad California's opening back up though, for sure though, because I do a lot of things there. A lot of our business is ran out of there.
But I want to take you back as well to the beginning of your career, and I gotta ask, like, what actually inspired you and sparked you to actually get into the music industry initially?
Let's see. I could definitely say. I mean, it was just a natural talent that just writing poetry and stuff like that, and then you just start turning the poems into rhymes and stuff like that, and next thing you know, you're on your way to being a full fledged artist, and it just went from there, from high school, and I didn't think I was gonna be doing this as a career. It was just something I love to do. But I mean, the more your passion grows and the more you realize your own capability in it, you just keep going.
And I gotta say as well, like I've read as well that you've been doing this for 20 plus years. I gotta say that's monumental. You know, a lot of artists I don't really stick with it for 20 plus years. I gotta say, like, what actually made you decide to keep doing it for so long? Because you're such a talented individual.
20 years, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say, just loving it. You keep that passion for it. I mean, you get disenchanted in different periods when things aren't going how you plan them to. But for the most part, I mean, it's just a passion that like keeps you going. And when you do stop, it draws you back. Just the art, just loving the art. For me, that's what did it. Just loving the art and not having any other form of self expression. It was like, how else do I get this out? So I just kept going. That's the way I get my stress off. It's my therapy.
And also as well, I actually read that in 2006 you actually signed with a small indie label titled Backyard Productions. I was wondering, what actually made you decide to sign that deal, and of course, how did that opportunity come to be for you over at Backyard Productions?
Well, it was an opportunity that was presented to me via another artist that I'd known, growing up, and he's from Pomona, California, and he was actually with them. His name is Red Kingsley. But he was with them. The head of the label was actually a coach at our old high school. And his son did music, and he just, told his son, like, look, if you take it serious, we can start something. And he sent his son out to recruit artists. His son, Little T, was an awesome producer. He recruited Red, and then Red recruited me and my brother Fonzie, and it's just the rest was history.
And I gotta say as well, like, how long were you signed to that label? And of course, like, are you still currently signed to it today?
Um, it was about 2 years, almost or so, about 2 years. Um, and no, I'm not currently signed with them. Things just didn't pan out exactly how we planned it, and us being young at the time and just being like focused on just the music and not knowing, I guess the other side of things, the business side of things. We the ball got dropped on a lot of things, and it just didn't pan out how we wanted. So, life continued on, and we just continued to make music and do what we had to do.
And also as well, I actually read that you actually did work with DJ and producer DJ King Assassin. I was wondering, how did yourself and Assassin initially get connected? And of course, what was it like working with former Tupac producer?
Yeah, former Tupac producer and DJ. Um, I mean, Assassin actually, I mean, he knows my manager really well. Like they're really close. You know, they've done a lot of different ventures together. With our team, and prior to me even being with my current team. So when my manager presented me to Assassin was like, "Hey man, she's awesome, and I just want to go ahead and do a record." And well, I actually had the record. And what he did was, like, I guess you could kind of say, redistribute it. It was already distributed, but he could redistribute it. Through his situation with Sony and Symphonic and all that, and just got it to a different, broader audience. And it was a cool experience. And he's a great dude, and he's always looking to help us with whatever we're doing.
And I gotta say as well, he most definitely is a phenomenal individual. He has done a lot of great work with a lot of underground talent, and I have to say, he most definitely cares about the underground artists. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Oh yeah, he's all about that. Yeah.
And I gotta ask you, so do you have any future projects currently in the works with Assassin? Because I know, like right now, he's still very current within music. He's still doing a lot of stuff.
I mean, that's like currently in the works, but I mean, we're always in touch with him, and we're definitely going to try to get him involved in an event that we're doing, in later on in the summer. So I mean, you definitely will be seeing him with me, with our team, Rich real fast. And all that. So yeah, he's always around the way. He's always there for us whenever we need. I could definitely say that.
And also, as well, you actually have your own record label titled Rich Real Fast Entertainment. I was wondering, can you tell our listeners a bit more about that label? And of course, who is currently signed to you today?
Oh no, it's not my label. It's actually our CEO and my manager as well. His name is Eric Moore. They call him Belafonte, or Ned Bone. He's known by a few different titles, but Eric Moore, and that is actually his label. But right now I'm kind of, the, I guess you could say, the forerunner. I'm kind of taking things on my back and pushing like that. But right now, currently with the team, and we have a super big team. We don't do too much, but we have myself, and there is Ramona Dirt, and he's super dope. Real West Coast, MC. And we have Showbiz, man, one of the coldest white boys with the mic you'll ever hear. And that's what and then we got somebody coming from Ohio, my girl Kashana Monique. She's actually moving out west to start working with us. She's an R&B singer, so be looking out for her. She's on one of my songs with me actually on my album.
And I gotta say, it sounds like your label is most definitely doing some phenomenal work this year.
Oh yeah, we're grinding this year. We've been grinding the last year and a half, but this year we're just really going into like overdrive. I mean, he had the team since I think he established in 2013 or 14. But there was some time off, and now it's kind of like the last year and a half has just been like regrouping and really finding the path for the team and figure out which way we want to go. And we just kind of right now want to be the I guess underground West Coast forerunners is what we're looking to be as far as independent labels coming out the West. We're really trying to establish ourselves as like a real force in that lane.
And also, as well, July 22nd, 2020, you were actually featured on Lujan, the family's track Revolution. I was wondering, how did yourself and Lujan actually get connected? And of course, what was it like working with him?
Uh, Lil Jon, that's my OG right there. He's people probably like, who the hell is Lil Jon? But he's actually a legend in his own right. Just on the back end more so of things on the music he's worked with. He was one of the proteges of Marvin Gaye. He played guitar with Marvin Gaye. He's actually on the Marathon mixtape series of Nips. He's done a lot of guitar work on this, so a lot of those guitar strings and riffs and some of the solos even that you hear on any of those Marathon series, that's Lil Jon. So he's a great engineer, producer, all that. And I mean, I linked up with him living out in, I think I was in Long Beach or something, or Hawthorne when I met in Hawthorne, California, and he was based out of Compton. And, I met him at a show. I did a talent show, and he was a judge. And I didn't win, but I was one of the runner-ups. And he just loved me, though. He was like, I don't care if you didn't win. He was like, you the one, though. And the next thing you know, that night we left. We were at his studio, me, my boy Red, my boy Jay Burns, who was an amazing MC as well. We all ended up there recording, and then me and Lujan just kept going. We never stopped for like 3 years, just 3-4 years, just working. So a lot of the projects I did from like 2000, I say like 2009 to 2015 were all with Lujan.
And I gotta say as well, he is such a talented individual. I had the opportunity to actually listen to that track and scope it out, and I gotta say, you two have such phenomenal chemistry just on the microphone together. I'm really looking forward to hearing some more projects by both of you guys together in the future.
Oh yeah, and that was his son and his daughter. You actually hear on there also that were doing some of the vocals and stuff. It was his son. He's an amazing talent, and his daughter as well. Like, it's just music runs through their veins. So yeah, they definitely, it was amazing to do that with them. It took a long time for that to actually come out, but we did that years ago. But it was perfect for the time and what was going on. Just a revolutionary track. And what I was saying on there, it didn't matter if it was old. It still fit exactly what was going on.
And also as well, on March 30th of this year of 2021, you actually dropped a phenomenal album by the name of Qing. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners a bit more about the story behind that phenomenal project, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy today?
Okay, the pronunciation is actually King, but it's a sort of a weird, it's a trickiness to it. It's like, okay, the word queen is spelled with a Q, but king is spelled with a K, but you throw that Q in front of king, it adds the feminine aura to something that is, strong and dominant, like a king, you know what I mean? So it's just a little bit of a meaning behind it. But yeah, it's actually pronounced king, just like regular, but it's spelled Qing. And yeah, that's my baby right there. That project, I worked on that for like, man, had to be like 8 months, just dabbling with songs. I mean, I had put out a mixtape, in 2019, Change of Face mixtape, and then I dropped the Aura EP, which is on audiomac.com, and then I was like, from that point, I just divulged into putting the best album I could, and I just went crazy, and it all kind of came together. There wasn't one song on there that I actually, there was nothing that I wrote during that time that didn't make the album. Usually people go through songs and they're like, oh no, okay, I'm gonna cut that, I'm gonna cut this. Everything that I did is on there. Every song that I did, it made it to the album. And it's just something I'm very proud of. It's my first real official album, so I'm beyond proud of that. And that was that was something I'm just really proud of. I'm just really proud of that. It's my baby. That's all I can say.
And also as well, I'm going to be giving our listeners a little taste of your brand new King album. Right up after this interview, I'm going to be playing the song "Step to Me" featuring Showbiz. I was wondering, for the listeners that haven't already heard this song, well, what can they expect from this joint when I do play it live on the radio station airwaves immediately following this interview?
Wow, that's my song right there. So that's one of my favorites that I actually did. Man, "Step to Me" is a smooth, very, it's for the ladies. I love doing songs, just to chill to, the vibe to, things that the ladies will love. That's one of those songs. It definitely give you that 90s feel. That's what the whole project, the goal of the whole project was, but definitely Steps to Me is going to give you, actually has a 90s R&B sample. So if you're into the sample beats, like I am, you definitely will love that. It just has that, it has that vibe to it. It just has that vibe to it.
And also as well, I actually noticed that you were actually working on a summer EP. I was wondering if you can tell our listeners what can we expect from that when it does drop to the general public, and of course, what's the estimated release date of that particular project?
That is looking like probably mid next month, somewhere between mid next month or the end of next month. It's funny because I tend to put things out at the same time every year, and it's so weird. But yeah, I just have like a schedule of projects that just, it's a natural schedule. So I think that probably it'll be the end of next month and something to rock out through the rest of the summer. But I plan on dropping the first single from that EP. Actually, is gonna come out on the 12th. You know, actually in a couple of days. So now it's called "Fuck 'Em All." So you know, it's actually a different vibe than all the rest of the songs will have. That summer EP is gonna be very vibe-ish, but that's just a sort of a random track on there that I just felt needed to come out. I mean, for all I know, that might not even make the EP because I don't want to mess up the vibe with sort of a strong content song like that. But I do have a song coming out of the 12th called "Fuck 'Em All." It's gonna be on all platforms. But the EP probably the end of next month.
And I gotta ask as well, pertaining to like your freestyle joint that's coming out on the 12th, so in a couple days. With the "Fuck 'Em All" freestyle, like, is that actually like inspired by Tupac's like song "Fuck 'Em All"?
Nah, because I mean, you know, that was out of, you know what? It probably is indirectly, you know what I mean? Because I mean, Pac is always somewhere in my head, in my heart, my spirit, somewhere. But honestly, it was inspired by just true to life feelings, like true to life, how the fuck I'm feeling right now about a lot of things, a lot of people. Um, you know, and the hook on the song is I reached out to a few niggas, now it's fuck 'em off. I don't really need no friends. I'm just trying to ball. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely just one of those songs that's like, you know, letting you know, hey, you know, if I tried to link with you, try to do business with you, try to do a song with you, and you might have played me to the left because I didn't have enough followers or enough clout or whatever it is that cats be looking for out here these days to determine if they want to do stuff with people or rock their person. You know, you missed that opportunity. Now it's fuck you. I don't even need you. I don't even want it no more. You know, that's basically what it is with that.
And I gotta ask you as well, what is next for Hollywood, California? Because I know that you have a gang of new projects coming out. You know, you're still quite active within the music industry. So, is there anything I happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? Will we stop you here live on the Canadian airwaves?
Definitely. I have a lot of stuff going on here locally. So if anybody listening that's out on the West Coast, you know, or in LA, Southern California, we have events coming up. We're gonna start doing, you know, pop-ups because we do have a clothing line, Ritual Fast Apparel. You can find that on Instagram, RRF Apparels. You know, I tag them in a lot of stuff. So if you follow me, RRF Wood, you can find any of that stuff. But you know, we're doing a lot of pop-up stuff. We're going to be hosting a show that I'm headlining. That's going to be July 8th. That's going to be in LA. So that's something big. And you know, we're looking at a lot of stuff coming up. We're doing a guns down, water guns up. You know, thing for the kids in August. So that's another thing we're doing that out here in Las Vegas. So, like I said, I currently live in Las Vegas. So we want to do something positive in the community here in Vegas. And then music-wise, man, it's just you never know what might pop up, but definitely that EP is coming. Um, yeah, that's really about it. We're really grinding, so just expect to hear more of us. I have a little fan base there in Canada, so shout out to them. They showing love and always supporting and showing love to the music. So shout out to Canada. Y'all definitely got some good people out there.
And also, Hollywood, this is the time in the interview that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves. And I know you just gave Canada a shout out, but if there is anybody else you would like to shout out, this is the time. And of course, if you can, drop all your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you on all platforms and stay updated everything Hollywood, California, if they're not already doing so.
Well, shit, I already kind of did that. I jumped the gun, but let me see. Yeah, shout out to, the whole Ritual Fast conglomerate. Shout out to my wife slash PR, Coco. She works her ass off for us. Of course, shout out to my CEO slash manager slash big brother, what I'm saying, Don. Um, Shout out to all the artists on the team. Everybody working with us that's truly supporting, that ain't fucking hating on the low on fucking shit. Shout out to Pasadena, City of the Roses. Shout out to, Pete Town Pomona. Shout out to the whole LA, all that, you know what I mean? And you can find me at RRF Wood. Um, Follow RRF ENT. Just type in RRS, and anybody looks like they will be affiliated with us, follow them. Follow them.
And I gotta say as well, thank you so much, Hollywood, California, for just giving us a little bit of your time this afternoon and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM airwaves. It was an honor and most definitely a privilege to welcome such a legendary, talented MC like yourself on my radio station.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you for the time.
You are most certainly welcome. Anything else you need, don't hesitate to reach out. But for now, I gotta say, most definitely stay safe out there in Vegas. But most of all, thank you so much again.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And you be safe out there, man. Y'all have a good one.
You as well. Have yourself a great day.
All right.